Hi everyone, welcome back to Geeks for Geeks practice and welcome back to another problem of the day. So quickly give me a +1 in the chat if my voice is clearly audible to everyone and everything is working fine so that we can start off with the video. So Rishit is saying hi. Okay, others can also give me a +1 and hit the like button as well. Hi Shreya. Okay, so I'll quickly share my screen here and we can get started with it. Okay. So the problem of the day was nothing but check if it is possible to convert one string into another string with the given constraints. If I'll search for this thing, that is GFG POD. So you can observe here that obviously today's POD is aggressive cows, but the POD for 2nd of December was check uh, if it is possible to convert one string into another. So let's quickly start off with this problem. Can we start with this problem, guys? All of you can let me know. Almost 12 people are watching us, so you can hit the like button as well. Okay, a lot of engagement is there. Great, guys. So please hit the like button if you haven't. A humble request to everyone. Now let's get started with this problem. The problem basically says that you will be given two strings. One of the strings will be S and another string will be T. So let's quickly check what you will be actually given here. So the problem basically says that you'll be given two strings. Like one of the strings that you'll be given will be S. The string, like one of the strings that you'll be given will be the string S, and another string that you'll be given will be string T. Okay, and in this particular problem, it says that a string, like each string S and T, both of them can either contain the character A, B, hash. Okay, so every string is a collection of A, the character A, character B, or hash. If you will see here, look down, you can see that the string S is having some A's, a few hashes, and then B's. You can see the string T is having A hash B. So same kind of stuff is there. Now the next thing that the problem says is what you have to do is you have to check whether it is possible to convert the first string into the second string. Okay, what you have to do is you have to check whether it is possible or not to convert the string one, like first string S, whether or not you can convert this string S, okay, into this string T. That is what has been asked. Is this part clear? You have to check whether by following certain conditions, whether by following certain rules, or you can say certain steps, can you convert this string S to string T? If everyone is clear till this point, you can give me a +1 in the chat and hit the like button. This is the basic observation about this problem. Now going further, if you will see, it says that, like, let's say there is a string. Okay, let's say that there is a string, like the string looks like this. Let's say if the string is kind of something like this. Okay, let's say if it is like this, right? So it says that if there is a character A, okay, if the string is S, okay, you can make changes in the string S. If you are performing any operation on the character A, if there is any character A in the string S, then you can only move it to the left direction. Okay, you can, like, there are two kind of steps that you can perform. What you can do is, if there is a character A, then you can move it towards the left only. Okay, as many times as you want. If, like, basically in place of hashes you can move, right? Hashes means kind of empty spaces, so you can move it there. Okay, so what you can do is, like, if in the next iteration you can move this A from here to here, and it will look like hash, then A, and then hash, because this A has come up here, so hash will come here, then hash, and then B. Okay, so A can move leftwards. If you want to move it more leftwards, so you can move it here. So it will be like A hash, then hash, then hash, and then B. Right? This is what you can do with A. So A can only move towards the left direction. Please write A left in the chat. A can only move in the leftward direction. Okay. The character A can only move in the leftward direction. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? So suppose that you have a particular sample test case. Okay. So suppose that S is equal to hash, okay, hash, then let's say A, and let's say B, okay, or yeah, let's say this kind of case is there. And suppose that the string T is equal to, like, something like this, hash, okay, then you have A, then you have hash, right, then you have A, then you have hash, and then you have B. Okay, if you have this kind of scenario, so what will happen here? You will see that, okay, in the string S, what you can do is you can have this A, you can move it leftwards. So now, like, it will look like hash, then A, then hash, and then B. So now the string S will be the same as the string B. Correct? Is this part clear? How this step is going to help? Is this point clear to everyone? You can hit the like button, guys, And quickly let me know in the chat as well. Is everyone clear till this particular point? That is how you can move a left, like that is what means by moving a leftwards. That's the advantage. If I'll show you another example, let's say if I'll tell you about another example. Let's say if I have something like this, if I have a hash, okay, then I have another hash, then let's say I have a, then I have a, okay, and then I have, let's say, hash, and then I have b. Okay, this is the string s, let us say. Okay, if this is the string s, and suppose that I have the string t as something like this. Okay, string t looks like a, okay, then hash, hash, and then hash, and then b. Okay, if this is the case, so you can do what, you can simply say that, okay, this a can move here. Okay, right, so this will look like a hash, right? Then like you can see this thing. So this will look like what, after this it will look like a hash, then hash, and then a, then hash, and then b, right? If I'll expand it further, so basically a, then for this guy hash, you can see here like 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, so I'm taking one more space here, I think. Yeah, now this is fine, right? So you can see here a hash, then you'll have a sorry, then you'll have hash, then you'll have a, then you'll have a hash, then you'll have b. So you can now do what, you can move this hash, this a to this place. So now it will look like a hash, hash, hash b. So is this part clear? Moving a towards the left, like what does that mean? That is how this thing can be taken into consideration. Okay, and now if I'm talking about moving b, right, moving b can be moved towards the right. So you can write b right in the chat. Okay, you can write b right in the chat. B can be moved towards the right side. So what does that mean? Let's quickly check that out as well. If I have something, some case like this, let's say if I have the string s as, let's say a, b, b, and let's say hash. Okay, and let's say I have the string, let's say I have the second string t as, let's say this thing, and then I have hash, and then I have b. So what I can do is I can have this b here, and b can always move towards the right side. So this will be, b will move here. So now the s will look like a, b, hash, and then b, right? So that is how it's going to look like. So it's, they will become the same. Is this are these two steps clear? Now, till this point, if everyone is clear, if you haven't like hit the like button, you can hit the like button. Now it says that neither A nor B should cross each other. Okay, so it says that basically, if suppose that this is A, like this is hash, okay, this is A. Suppose this is hash, this is B. Okay, this is B. So it should, like, A and B, A's and B's cannot cross each other, right? A will be lying towards the left side only. B's will be lying towards the right side. Like it will never happen. Like this kind of combination will never take place. Okay, like this kind of combination, it will never take place. You can see that. Okay, this kind, when a cannot cross a b. Okay, a and b cannot cross each other, so this will never happen. This is another thing that the question states. Now it says that moving the ith character towards the left, that is like everything is fine. Now let's quickly see into this example and see what will happen. So if you will see here, guys, understand this thing. If you have this particular example, so what I'll do is I'll quickly clone it. So if I have the string s, till this point everyone is clear? Not easy level question, I guess. No, it's easy. Actually it's very easy, guys. Eh, everyone is clear till this point? So see, s is equal to what, hash, then I'm having a, then I'm having hash, then I'm having b, then I'm having hash, then I'm having b, then I'm having hash. So one, two, okay, a hash, hash, b hash, hash. Okay, then I'm having the string t as a hash, hash. Okay, then another hash, then I have b hash, and then I have b. So what can I do, guys? See, I can say that b can move towards the right, so this b can move here, and these two b's will be the same, and this b can move here, and these two b's will be the same. Correct? Then could you write the cross condition again? Could you write, explain the not cross condition again? Basically, in that case, now if suppose that you have a hash, hash, b, so basically, like it can become like this, a b hash, but it can never become like this, a, like, if, like, see, a can, like, it, like, sorry, very sorry. If something like this is there, let's say that something like this is there, a is there. Okay, suppose that hashes are there, b's are there. So basically what the question says is that, like, a can only move towards the left side now. Okay, a can only move towards the left side. If you will see this example, so a can move towards the left side, b can move towards the right side. So if you cross them, so it should never happen na. That means that B and A will never cross each other. A can only move in this direction, all the A's can move in the leftward direction, all the B's can move in the rightward direction only, so they will never cross each other. That is what the question says. I hope that it is pretty much clear na. Obviously they will never cross each other, because A are moving in this direction, B's are moving in this direction, so there is no chance that they will cross each other, right? Okay. Yeah. So now going further, let's see this example also, right? So see, now if you see this particular A here, so this particular A will come where? It will come here, correct? This particular, you can hit the like button, guys, if you haven't already. Now this particular A will come here, so that is why you will return true, or you will return one, or you can say true, indicating that okay, the string S can be converted into string T. Please write true in the chat, everyone, and then I'll continue from here also. Please write true in the chat, guys, quickly, and I'll continue from here as well. Okay, if this example is clear. Now let's see another one. Okay, so is this answer possible? Index of I, yeah. So see, is this answer possible, guys? If you will see, if I'm having this string, so A can move only towards the left side. A cannot move towards the right. B can only move towards the right side. B cannot move towards the left. So A can move here, B can move here. So can this answer be possible? Please write no in the chat. Obviously, it's not possible now, because A can only move in the leftward direction. So A can move here. So you cannot expect A to move here. Okay, please write no in the chat. A can move only in the leftward direction, not in the rightward direction. In the final answer, they are expecting it in the rightward direction. That's not possible. And basically, that's nothing but crossing A B. That is not possible. So please write no in the chat if you are clear with this point, and then I'll continue from here as well. Okay. If please hit the like button if you haven't, and let's move forward. Okay, so first thing is that suppose that I give you, like, suppose that string S is there, okay, and it is having the size of this string, okay, is equal to n, and suppose that the string T is there and the size of this string is m. If I want both of them to be equal, can I say that if the size of string S, like the first string size is n, second string size is m, so if n is not equal to m, if they are not having the same size, so I'll simply return false. Correct, I'll simply return false. If they have, like, see, if it is like this, A hash B, okay, suppose this is the first string S, so it is having 3 characters. Now suppose string T is having hash A, B, and hash, so if it is having 4 characters, so if they are not having the same size, then I'll return what, I'll simply return -1, like 0, false. We need to create two base cases. First, if both the strings are not equal and they have different frequency, yeah. So after this, like, what can I say? I'll simply say that here, what will I say? If n is not equal to m, in that case, what I'll do is I'll simply return 0. Okay, a lot of people are watching us, so please hit the like button if you haven't. If the first string size is not equal to the size of the second string, in that case, I'll return 0. That is false. Okay, now what can be the other case? So other case can be if the number of characters, like, see, what you can, like, if you will see this example, let's say if A is there, okay, B is there, let's say a hash is there, okay, another hash is there, okay, and if you have a hash, let's say what, okay, let's say this kind of thing only, A hash, okay, then you have hash, and then you have hash. So if this is the string S and this is the string T, so if you will see, can I say that if the number of A's are not equal to the number of, like, if, see, can I say that the number of A's in the first string, okay, should be equal to the number of B's in the second string? Correct, this is one thing that you can observe, that the number of B's should have been also equal. Correct, but even you can remove that part, like, you don't even need to think about it. If you will see here, can I say that if the number of hashes, if the count of hashes in the first string is not equal to the count of hashes in the second string, then I will return false. Okay, like, if the number of characters, if the total number of, like, see, if the number of, like, see, if the number of hashes is what, empty places, if the number of empty places in the first string is not equal to the number of empty places in the second string, then I'll simply return false. Is this point clear? Please write clear in the chat if this point is clear, then I'll explain more. Is this much part clear to everyone? Quickly let me know, guys, and then I'll explain further as well. If everyone, is everyone clear till this point? If the number of empty spaces in the first string is not equal to the number of empty spaces in the second string, so I'll write like, I'll definitely return false. Now you will tell me that, okay, let's say that S is like this, okay, S is like this, let's say S is something like this, okay, let's say something like this is there. For a second, let us suppose, okay, for a second, let us suppose that it is like this. Okay, let's say that our string s is equal to, let's say something like a, then hash, okay, then let's say b, okay, and let us say that string are like, let's say we have hash, another hash, okay, let's say our string t is equal to hash, then a, okay, then a, then hash, right? So in this case you will tell me that, okay, the number of hashes are equal, please write e in the chat. They are equal, the number of hashes in both the strings are equal. Then you will say that, okay sir, what will happen in this case? Will you, what will you do? So I'm saying that I'll check the logic. Okay, so I'll write a logic for this part. Please write logic in the chat. So for this, obviously, for checking these things only, we'll write a logic for ourselves. Okay, we'll write a logic for ourselves. Or it can happen that, suppose that the first string looks like this, second string looks like this. Let's say this is the string s, this is the string t. So for checking such kind of cases, we'll write the logic. Okay, we'll write the logic for this part. Is this point clear till now, everyone? Then we'll proceed further as well. Okay. Now coming forward to this particular question back again. So we need to check the frequency of A and B, right? We don't need, like, see, you can check that if you want, but it is not necessary. According to my approach, it is not necessary. You can simply check the empty spaces frequency, and other than this, you don't need to check. Okay. So I can do what? I can simply do this thing. I can simply say that I can check the count of the frequency of hash in both the strings. Okay, so let's say if I'll mark the count one as nothing but, let's say if I'll implement a count function, so I'll say that count s, capital S dot begin, okay, comma capital S dot end. So for, like, in the first string, if I'll count the number of hashes, okay, please write C1 in the chat. The C1 will count the number of hashes in the first string. Okay, then I will do what? I'll write a C2. Let's say int C2 is equal to nothing but, it will be count of t dot begin. So in this t string that is there, I'll count the number of hashes there. T dot begin, comma t dot end. Okay, comma the hash. This is what we will be doing. So we'll count the number of hashes in this particular string. And if it happens that the count one is not equal to count two, okay, if the number of hashes in the first string is not equal to the number of hashes, or the number of empty spaces in the first string is not equal to the number of empty spaces in the second string, so I'll definitely return zero. And rest of the part will be taken care of by the logic that I'm going to write. Okay, till this point everyone is clear? Till this point everyone is clear? Quickly let me know, guys, is everyone clear till this point? Okay, so checking for frequency a should be enough. We should know what would be the length of both for same previous check. Okay, yeah, so this much part is clear. Now I will implement my logic that I have thought. Okay, so what I'm saying is basically, if you have like, if you think about this particular part, let's say that if you have a string, let's say if you have some string, let's say if you have s is equal to, let's say, hash, okay, then you have let's say what, let's say you have hash, then you have a, then you have hash, then you have b, suppose this thing, okay, and suppose t is equal to what, hash, then you have a, then you have hash, okay, then you have hash, and then you have b here, suppose. So let's say if I'll flip this up, and this b will be like this, and this hash is like this. Okay, if this is the case, suppose, for a second, just suppose that if this kind of case is there, so what will I do? I'll start I from here and j from here, and if I'm getting hashes, right, see, I'll run until I is lesser than n and j is lesser than m. Okay, and I will check if the ith character is a hash, so I'll move my I. Again, if the ith character is a hash, I'll move my I, so I'll move my I here. Okay, then I'll check for the jth. If the jth character is a hash, then I'll move it. So j comes here. So j is no longer a hash. Okay, so j is standing here. So are these two characters the same? So can I, like, are these two characters same? Yes or no, guys? Definitely yes. Right? Definitely yes. So in that case, what I will do, I'll say that, okay, everything is fine. Let's move forward. Can I see that? Like, because if you will see, this a can come here, right? This particular a that is there, this particular a that is here, it can come towards the left side. Okay, this is what can happen. But, like, so see, in that case, I'll be fine. I'll say that, okay, fine. Then I'll move to the next guy, right? So you will see here, let's say if my I moves here, right, then my j will move here. So j, since I is standing at a character, so it will not move. J is standing at a hash, so j will move forward. right? So j will move here, again a hash, so j will move again forward, so j will move here. Okay, now again you can say that what will happen, they are the same character, right? And I can have it here, right? B can move, like b, the b in the string s, b can move towards the right side, so b can move here and they will become equal. You can write yes in the chat. Okay, and you can write +1 in the chat as well, if everyone is clear till this point, right? This is what I'm saying. Till this point everyone is clear. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let's write a little bit of logic. Let's write a little bit of logic so that things are more clear to us. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, like, can I say that, please write repeat in the chat. Can I say that if my j is standing at a hash, then I'll move my j, right? If my I is standing at a hash, so I'll move it again, again, again. So kind of a looping thing I'm doing until unless it is a hash. So what I'll do here is, I'll say that while the I, like, I'll to declare two pointers. Let's say int I is equal to 0, comma j is equal to 0. Okay, and then let's move forward. So which part you want me to repeat, Santosh? I've already repeated it several times. Which part you want me to repeat? You can tell me. If everyone is clear till this point, you can write clear in the chat. Just quickly write clear in the chat, guys. Is everyone clear till this point? Is everyone clear till this point? You can write clear in the chat. Which part you want me to repeat, Santosh? You can quickly let me know. Okay, Naikaj is saying clear. What about others? So basically, I'm saying that if I am having hashes, so my pointer will be moving, and after that, I can simply do one thing. Like, basically, if I'll observe now, I can say this thing, that if my ith character is and the jth character are same, right? Suppose I and j are same, then maybe I can think of them as okay, fine. But I still need to do something more, right? So what I'll do is, I'll say that okay, while I is lesser than n and the j is lesser than m. This is one thing, that I should be lesser than the size of the first string, right? So what is n and m, right? I don't know as of now. M is the size of the string n. Okay, so what I'll do here is, I'll switch them up, like n, and I'll write this as m. Okay, now what I will do here is, I'll say that while, like, I will say that while, inside this, I'll write a while loop, and I'll say that while the I is lesser than n and the ith string is equal to a hash. So you please do I plus plus. If the ith string is equal to a hash, then I'll go forward my I, right? Then I'll do I plus plus. Simply, this is what I'm going to do, right? And similarly, what I'll do is, I'll say that while the j is lesser than m, okay, and the t of j, if the j character is equal to a hash, right? So if it's equal to a hash, then again I'll move my j forward. Correct. That is what I'm going to do. Correct. Is this point clear to everyone? Till this point, everyone is clear. Till this point, any doubts? Anyone? No. Till this point, any doubts? Now I am saying that when can I check? When can I check my I and j? Right. So I can, like, can I directly do s of j now? Can I directly do s of j, and can I directly do t of like, sorry? Can I directly do s of I, and can I directly do this thing, t of j? No. I cannot. I cannot. I need to check if I is lesser than the size of the first string. I should be a valid character. Like, I should be a valid index. I should be lesser than the size, and j should be lesser than the size of the second string. Right. So now I need to check that if I is lesser than n after looping, because it might happen that I might exceed. Right. If suppose that there are hashes in the end. Right. There are hashes. Suppose that I'm standing, like, this is like a b b. Okay, and there are hashes. So I standing here, I standing here, I standing here, right? I move forward, and then I moves here, oh, at a index that is not existing, right? So I need to check. Then if I'll do a s of I, right? If this is the string s, then I'll do s of I. So it will not be valid. So that is why I need to check that if I is lesser than n. And similarly, let's say that if you have a string, like, let's say j, okay, so of this kind, right, like this. So in this case, if this is j, this is j, this is j, then j will move to the end. So you need to check if j is lesser than m, right? Lesser than the size of lesser than m, and j is lesser than m, right? Then you can simply check s of I and s of j. Okay, so what you will check is, what will you check, guys? Understand this thing, right? If they are not, can I say that if s of I, if s of I is not equal to s of j, so you can simply return this thing. You can simply return what? 0. Is this part clear to everyone? Is this point clear to everyone? If they are not the same, what do I mean by this? So if suppose that you have something of this kind, okay, if suppose that you have hash, okay, you have hash, then you have a, okay, suppose you have hash, you have a, then you have hash, Okay, and suppose you have here you have a B, and here, like suppose that here you have a. Okay, so this will be my I, this will be my I, then my I will move here, then this will be my J, and this will be my J. So ith and jth are the same here, right? So in that case, what you'll do, you'll move your I and J forward. So I will move here, and what will happen then? After that, J will move to this hash, right? Then after that, what will happen? Then again J will move. Okay, so please hit the like button, guys, if you haven't already. Attendance is quite good tonight. Okay, so then J will be here, then what will happen? J will move forward from here, so J will move here. Now, are they the same? No. They are the same? No. Please write no in the chat. They are not the same. So if the ith and the jth character are not the same, so you will simply do what, guys? You will simply say that it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. You will simply return false. Correct? So you will simply return 0. Please write false in the chat, guys. Is everyone clear with this thing? Sorry. If ith character of the first string and the jth character of the tth string, okay, if they are not the same, if s of I, like if this is the string s and this is the string t, if s of I is not equal to, okay, if s of I is not equal to t of j, then you will simply return false. Others can also write false in the chat, guys. If you are clear till this point, then I'll proceed further from here as well. Is everyone clear till this point? If you are clear till, okay. Others can also give me a +1, hit the like button, and then I'll proceed further with this question again. Okay. Now, what's the other scenario? Right. Suppose if they are equal, if even if they are equal, then also you need to check one more thing, right? See, guys, understand this thing. Understand this thing. What you need to check, like, if you'll understand one more thing, let's say that if you have something like this, okay, if let's say you have hash, then you have a, like let's say that you have several hashes, okay, like there's one, like this is edge case one, let's say. Now, what's this edge case? So let's see. If you have hash a, like hash, let's say you have a b b, whatever, this kind of thing. Okay. Now this is the string s, let's say. Okay. Let's say this is the string s. Now suppose that the string t is nothing but something like this hash. Okay. Then you have hash. Then you have a. Then you have hash, and then you have b and b. Right. So can I say that you want this a? Okay, so if I'll see here in this question, it says that A can move only towards the left. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'll just change the scenario here. Let's say this kind of scenario is here. Okay, let us say that this kind of scenario is here. Let's say you have a hash. Okay, then you have a A. Okay, so can I say that in the question they are expecting that, see, what you will do is you will have your I pointer. So I will be here, then it is a hash, so it will move. I will be here, then I will be here. So now since this is a character, so this is where your I is stopping. Then your J will move, so J will be here, then J will be here, then J will be here. Again a hash, so it will move. It will move. So now J moves to a particular character, right, guys? So now J is at a character. Now can you guys understand this thing? Now even if they are same, right? They are same. Please write same in the chat. Correct? The ith character of the string s is the same as the jth character of the second string t. They are the same, correct? But I am asking that, can you move this a to this place? Can you move this a to this place? Yes or no? Quickly let me know. Can you move this a to this place? Can you move a to this place? Can you move a towards the right side? Can you move a towards the right side? No. You can only move a towards the left. You cannot move a towards the right side. Okay, so even if they are same, right? So you will say that what will you say? You will say that else, if they are not, if even if they are same, see, if they are not same, then you'll return 0. But even if they are same, then you need to check this thing. You need to check what? You need to check what, guys? You need to check that if they are same, even if they are same, right? Else, when you go to the else, this means they are same, right? This means that s of I is equal to t of j. Even if they are same, then you will check that if I is lesser than j, right? Understand, like, understanding this particular point of view or not, guys? Right, see, I am saying that even if they are same, right? Else, if they are same, and if they are same, and let's say they are, like, if they are same and it is equal to a, if they are same and they are equal to a, right? If they are same and they are equal to a, so if they are same and they are equal to a, and it happens that I is lesser than a, j, like if they are same and they are equal to a, like if s of I and s of I and t of j, they are equal to a, So in this case, I need to check that if I is lesser than, if the index I is lesser than j, right? You can see here I is lesser than j. So in that case, I'll return a false. Please write false in the chat. Is this point clear to everyone? Quickly write clear in the chat, guys. If you're clear till this point, if everyone is clear till this point, quickly write a clear in the chat, and please hit the like button if you haven't. So I'm saying that if s of I is like, if the if they are the same and they are a and I is lesser than j, that's when I'm going to return nothing but a zero. Okay, that's why I'm going to return a zero. Okay. Otherwise, if they are same, and I go to the else part. So if they are same and they are what? Let's consider the other case also, right? Let's consider the second edge case that can happen. So suppose that what can happen with me is that, suppose that s is equal to uh something like this. Let's say you have a, then you have hash, okay, then you have hash, uh, right, and then you have a b. And let's say the string t, the second string t that you are having, let's say it's equal to something like this. Let's say it's a, then it's hash, let's say it's a, then you have a b, okay, let's say you have a hash, okay, then you have a b, and then you have a hash. So see, in the question it says that, if you'll read in the question, it says that b can only move towards the right side. Okay, so b can always move towards the right side. From the string s, the character b can always move towards the right side. So it can never move to the left. So what does that mean? So see, you will come here and you will say that, okay, ith character and the jth character is the same. So you'll move forward, right? You'll say that, okay, let's move forward. I'll also say that, okay, let's move forward. Then you will be at this I and this j. So then what will happen? Your I will move until, like, I will move here, hash. So you'll move again. So what will happen? I will come here. Okay, that is fine. Now, if you will see, now what will happen? J will come here, right? Now, if you see, now they are same. They are same. But can you move? Can you move this B to this place? Can you move B towards the left side? Can you move your B towards the left side? No, you cannot. Definitely, you cannot. Please write no in the chat. You cannot. If, like, if they are equal to b, right? If the character, right, else if it happens that the character, like, else if what you will say, else if you will say that if the jth character, like basically if the ith character is equal to what, if it's equal to b, okay, and it happens that I is greater than j, right, and it happens that I is greater than j. If I is greater than j, right, if I is greater than j, so this means it is b. And if it is b, then I is greater than j, then you cannot move towards the left side. You cannot move your ith character, like this character, towards the left side. So that is why you'll return false. Okay, so that is when also you will return a false. So you'll return 0 in this case also. Right, is this particular point clear to everyone? If they are not the same, then you're going to return 0. Otherwise, if it happens that ith character is equal to a and I is lesser than, like, if it happens that the character is same and it's equal to a, then if I is lesser than j, then in that case you cannot, like, you cannot move a towards the right side. So in that case you'll return false. Or otherwise, if I is equal to b, like if the ith character is b, if in both the strings I'm having the, like, I'm having the current character as b, and my b in the first string is towards the right side, so I cannot move towards it towards the left. So that is why I'll return 0. Please write clear in the chat, guys, if everyone is clear till this point. Is everyone clear till this point? Quickly let me know. Quickly let me know. Quickly let me know, and then I'll proceed further with the code part as well. Right, this is what I'm planning of. Now after this particular point, suppose that if it has been checked, if this particular condition that I was thinking about, if once it has been checked, so once this particular condition has been checked, so I'll simply do what, I'll simply move my I to the next index, and I'll move my j to the next index as well. Okay, so I'll simply do I plus plus, I'll simply do j plus plus. And once this while loop is over, once I've iterated through whole of the string, then I'll simply return 1, because if I never return a false, so that means I have reached to the end of the strings, and I can simply return a true, indicating that, okay, it is possible, right? Is this particular part clear to everyone? Quickly let me know. So otherwise I'll keep on increasing my I, and then I'll simply say this thing. +1 in the chat is what I'm expecting. Again, everyone can write a +1. Okay, so let's try and submit this code. Maybe I might have made some errors, but hopefully I haven't. Let's see that. Okay, it works, right? So you can see that the code is getting accepted. So please give me a +1 in the chat, guys. You can write ACOP in the chat. That is what, that is nothing less than that is what I'm expecting, if you have understood this inside out clearly. So you can write ACOP in the chat. If everyone is clear, AC means accepted. So is everyone clear with this problem? Don't you think that it was an easy problem? Two pointer problem, two pointer approach problem, right? So I'll quickly do one thing. I'll quickly copy this code snippet first of all, and I'll generate a URL for it. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let's quickly generate this URL for it. Okay. In fact, I need to have a bracket as well. So you can always go to GFGID. Could you please explain why we didn't check if the frequency? Because those cases, Rishit, those cases will come under my consideration. Na? You can try to check like if they are not the same, then the ith and the bth character, then they if they are not equal, na. If a and b are not equal, suppose that if the hashes are equal, but if this kind of case is there, you can think of this case only. Like let's say this is there, then you have a then you have a hash, then you have hash here. Like suppose that you have a hash here, then you have a here, then you have b here, okay, and then you have a hash here. So ultimately what will happen if this is the character here and this is the character here, so they will not be the same. So that is how I can simply check that now without even counting the frequency of both a and b. For such kind of cases you can see that I don't need to directly check the frequency of a same in both and b same in both now. This is very basic case which you can understand. I was thinking that checking them early may improve speed. It totally depends. If you want to do that also, that is also fine. Like optimizations are always welcome, but I also think that my approach is also fine. Okay. I hope that it gave you some perspective. So I'm just quickly submit, like I've just shared this link with all of you, right? So you can try to submit this code also, again walking you through the same. And what is the expected time complexity now? So if you will see here, like at worst what is happening, there's a string s, okay, it is having something, let's say hash a hash b whatever, right? So I'm iterating, like my I index is here, then here, okay, with the help of while loop also it is just iterating through the patches of hash. So ultimately it is iterating through the string overall, right? So order of n complexity for that, okay, if the string s is of size n, and suppose that there is a string t, so again it is consisting of some a's, some hashes, right, and some b's. So again another order of m traversal for it, right? So overall traversal will be order of n plus m. Okay. Please explain case when this is the thing. Okay, so I'll explain that also, right? Again, so if you will see here, like if you have the string as this, let's say you have this string, okay, then you have hash, okay, then you have a here, and then you have b here. Suppose for a second, just suppose this, okay, then you have hash, then you have okay, so let me do this thing again. So if you have a here, then you have hash here, and you have hash here, okay, and then you have a here. So if this is your ith, like c, if this is your string s and this is your string t, so obviously the space complexity is order of one. Please write a space one in the chat if everyone is clear with this point also, that the space complexity for my code is nothing but order of one, right? Order of one, because I'm not taking any extra space, so my space complexity obviously is going to be order of one. So you can write one in the chat for that also, because I'm not taking any extra data structure or anything, right? So if you will see this case, right? So see, if my ith guy is standing here, okay, and my jth guy is standing here, so can I say that I want what? I want this guy to move here. I want this A to move here, right, guys? I want this A to move here. Can I move it here? Can I move it here? No, I cannot. Can I move this A towards the right side? No. So if they are the same and if they are equal to A and I is lesser than J, so I cannot move it towards the right side. I can only move A towards the left side in the string S. I can only move in the string S. I can only move it towards the left side. So I can only decrease it. I cannot increase it. I cannot go to a higher value, right? So that is the case. Is this part clear? Technical Jethalal, is that clear? Right, so that is one thing. Right, I hope that it is clear. You can write clear in the chat again, guys. Again, explaining the other case. So let's say the string s is something like what if b can move to the right side now. So let's say if b can move only to the right side, okay. So let's say if I have some case like this, okay, and let's say s is equal, like let's say the other string t is there, and t is equal to hash, then b, then hash, and then hash, okay. So after this point, if you will see, so if my I standing here, right, if my I standing here at this guy and my j is standing here, so in the string s, my b can it move here? No, B can only move. In the question it says that B can only move to the right side. Okay, so B can only move rightwards. But in if ith and jth are same and I is greater than j, okay, and they are equal to B, the character is equal to B, then I cannot move it towards the left side. So that is when also I'll return what? False. Or you can say 0. Okay, that's another thing. Now overall this is what I've done, and if the characters are not the same, obviously then also you will do the this thing that you will reject. So I starts from 0, j starts from 0 simply, right? Then what I've done is like I should open this code here. It looks more visible, right? So if the, like, see, somebody is saying that count in C++, yeah, so basically you can run a loop in both the strings and you can count the number of hashes in the first string as in the count one variable, and you can count the number of hashes, the empty spaces in the second string as C2. Okay, if the size of both the strings is not the same, then you'll return false or you can say 0. Otherwise you'll count the number of spaces in both the strings, the number of hashes. If they are not the same, then you'll simply return 0, because that will mean that they are not having the same number of characters. Otherwise what you will do is you'll implement the logic. So please write logic in the chat. What you will do is you will have your I initially at 0, j initially at 0. So they will be starting from the beginning itself, and while the I is lesser than n and the j is lesser than n, okay, so while the I has not reached the end of the first string and the j has not reached the end of the second string, that is t. So I'll do what? If I is lesser than n and the ith character is the hash, then I'll increase my I. I'll keep on moving forward. Okay, I plus plus is what you can write. Okay, if there are hashes, then I'll keep on moving my I. And similarly, if j has not reached the limit of the second string and it is encountering hashes, so I'll again increase it. And then I'll check that if I is inside the range and j is inside the range, that means I can access the ith character of the string s, and similarly the jth character of the string t. So in that case, what I'll say is, if they are not the same, then I need to return 0, because that means that they are not similar. So that's when I can say that they will never become the same. Otherwise, if even if they are same, so I'm checking that if I and j are same and I is lesser than the j, so s of I is having a. Now they are wanting what? They are wanting a to move towards the right side if it wants to become equal to the t string. So that cannot happen. A cannot move towards the right. So that is when I'll return 0. Otherwise, if it is b and ith character is greater than j, right? So if there is a ith character and it is like it is lying towards the right side and it needs to move towards the left, so that is not possible. That is another case when I'll return 0. Otherwise I'll simply do I plus plus j plus plus, and I'll keep on like in the end I'll return 1. That means that it is possible. If everyone is clear with this point, please give me a plus one in that. I hope that this question made a lot of sense to you and it's quite easy as well. Please write easy in the chat if you are clear, and you can write clear OP again if you are clear with this question. Like, okay, nothing less than that is what I'm expecting, but I hope that everyone is clear with this particular question. And I hope that you enjoyed it also. You can write enjoyed also. Understood also is what you can write if you have understood it inside out clearly. Okay, Santosh is saying this thing also. All right, all right, all right. Great. So this was it, guys, for today's video. Right. This was the problem of the day. Now the next problem of the day is nothing but aggressive cows. So please try to solve it. I have shared the link of this problem also. So after this video is over, obviously what you can do is you can after the video is over, you can obviously comment on understood as well, so that the reach of the video is maximized, so that it helps me to bring such kind of quality explanations for all of you. So it's quite great. So everyone enjoyed it. Thanks Santosh, thanks Rishit, thanks Yadav, thanks everyone. Okay, so this was it from my side for today. Please give me a plus one in the end before I end this stream, and hit the like button if you haven't. Please hit the like button, and then I'll end this stream. Okay, so that's it for today, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining. I'll see you on Monday, midnight, basically, with another problem of the day. Till then, keep coding and make sure to comment on understood if you have understood it inside out. Thanks and good night. Take care. Happy weekend.